Okay.
Right.
So welcome to one of our events with Synapse. It's the events here today, so that we're celebrating Brain Injury Awareness Week, and we have got Vikki Moursellas, who was one of the twins with her sister Helena, who were on My Kitchen Rules. So she's a very familiar face and very familiar with working with carers, as she just talked to us about. So I will introduce Vikki. We are recording this, so I'll get you to put yourselves on mute, and we'll just let Vikki take us through our cooking. And if you have a question, if you would like to put it into the chat at the bottom, and I hope you can see where to do that. And if you don't know where to do it, just put your hand up and unmute yourself and ask Vikki. But we just don't want to talk over each other, because I think we've got an expert here, so she's going to guide us through making some wonderful lunch today. So I'll hand over, and I'm going to pin Vikki, and I'm also going to pin her kitchen bench. Welcome, Vikki.
Yeah, so you guys can see that's my bench. Okay, lovely. Everyone's on mute. I do want to hear lovely voices later on, but we'll put everyone on mute. Great. So thank you all for having me. This is really exciting. I sort of struggled to find 3 recipes only out of our book. So I wish I could cook the whole book for you guys today. But yeah, a little introduction. I have an identical twin sister, Helena, and we were on My Kitchen Rules back in 2014. We filmed 2013, so it feels like a very long time ago. But it's so nice because people still recognize us, and I'm like, oh, I haven't aged, thank you. So every time I get recognized, I'm like, oh, thank you, I will take that. So yeah, we filmed MKR in 2013. We aired 2014, and then Helena and I decided, because we hadn't really established our careers yet. We're 24, and we're sort of like, oh, we want to do, I wanted to do graphic design, and Helena wanted to do radio. And then we got onto the show, and we're like, oh my God, if we can make a living and do something that we absolutely love and it makes us happy, let's do that. So yeah, we both dived into the food industry. We moved from Melbourne to Sydney, and then I started to do some work experience with food stylists. So basically working for magazines like Taste Magazine or Woolworths Magazine or the Coles Mag, Delicious Magazine. And I was just going to the studios, helping with the stylist, unpacking the boxes, sort of doing a bit of chopping, and just watching, how this all works. So what happens is basically all the food that you see in mags and cookbooks, there's a chef behind the scenes that makes all this food. So that's the job I do now. I'm also a recipe writer, so you'll find some of my recipes in the Woolworths magazine, and the Coles Mag, Healthy Food Guide. So that's what I do now. And then I also work for BuzzFeed Australia as well, which is really fun. They're actually on YouTube, and I do a couple of funny videos like taste testing crisps and critiquing and guessing the flavor of a chip, which is very weird, but it's fun. So yeah, that's what I do. Helena and I published this cookbook in 2015. Unfortunately, they don't exist anymore. You can buy it on Amazon as a PDF file, which I think is weird because who doesn't love a hard copy cookbook? But you can buy it on Amazon if you want the whole book. And I think it's like 20, or I don't know, maybe it's $20. I don't know. I don't even know. But if you go on Amazon, it's on there. And then you can save it. And then if you want to get really not technical, but you can go to Officeworks and print it out and bind it, and then you can make your own book, I guess. Okay, Chris, do you mind just switching the muting your video? I think.
Yeah. Hello. Are you?
You're the only one on. Hi, Chris.
Hey, hello. How are you?
And
Good.
I was also thinking, Sonia,
And yeah, book very good. Yeah, Greek, and yeah, very good. Very
Do you like
Aussies.
Greek food?
Huh?
Do you like cooking Greek food?
Yes. Very,
Good.
very total.
Well, you've got
Yeah.
a copy of the recipes, so you can pop them in your favorite book and save them and cook them anytime you want.
Thank you. All good. Yeah.
All right. I thought, guys, we're going to start off with the tzatziki recipe first, okay? Just because it's good to get the dip out the way, and then we can pop that to the side, and then we can start with our other ingredients, okay? All right, lovely. Now, oh, let me just press that. Okay.
I was just going to ask Sonia, I was going to try and type it, but I'm too slow.
That's okay. Yeah.
I made Sonia host, so I don't know whether I am as well or not, but when it was just you and I could pin your cooking board, and I could also pin you. And I'm hoping maybe Sonia can try and pin both, because I can only pin one or the other here.
I've got both. I've got Vikki, and then I've also got the iPhone as well.
Wonderful. So
yeah, that's what we'll see recorded.
Okay.
All right, lovely. So this recipe, Nikki's tzatziki, the reason it's called Nikki is that's our auntie in Greece, and she makes the best tzatziki. So we thought we will call it Nikki's tzatziki. Can you guys, everyone's frozen. Are you all good? You can all hear me?
Everything's good.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, guys, so first of all, the recipe says the 3 marinated garlic. So you can't buy that in the shops. It's more a recipe, which I forgot to copy, but that's fine. I give you a little tip with the marinated garlic. Oh, I can just show you here. I did a chicken roast last night, and I put half a garlic into the just into the pan. And that is like really yummy and caramelized. So that's going to be my marinated garlic for today in my tzatziki. So we've got our yogurt. Now the recipe, we've got the cucumbers. Usually we grate the cucumbers. I've always grated cucumbers in my tzatziki, but I want to give you a little tip to just not have to grate it, because you've got to bring out the grater, grate it, then you've got the juice, and then you've got to wash the grater. So I'm using just some little cukes because that's all I had. So we're not going to grate it. If you've got the grater in front of you, that's fine. You can grate the cucumber. Just make sure you squeeze it, because you don't want the tzatziki to be watery. But today I'm going to dice my cucumbers really fine. So, well, not fine, but just like that. So I'm going to dice that, as you can see, and I'm going to pop that into my tzatziki. So we've got our yogurt with our tzatziki. So I just find that chopping the cucumbers are just a little cheats when you can't be bothered cleaning the grater. And most of the time I just get a bit lazy and don't really want to grate a cucumber. So let's get that in there.
Vikki, I was just thinking about the garlic.
Yeah.
For those of us that didn't do anything with it last night, can we just pop it into the oven for 15 minutes?
Great idea. Yeah. If you've got a garlic bulb around, cut that in half, drizzle it with some olive oil, and pop it into the oven. Yep. And then you can just stir through the marinated garlic at the end when we're done and ready to serve. Yep. That's great. Also, another cheat, if you don't have the marinated garlic, you can just use like an olive oil infused with the garlic flavor, which I think is another great cheat if you're in a rush and you want to incorporate that garlic flavor into the tzatziki. The flavored oil is absolutely perfect. So that's also very good to do. So we'll pop our cucumber in. I'm just going to put one more. And then we are going to drizzle some olive oil. So with olive oil, it is nice to use an extra virgin olive oil just because it's super peppery and it just brings that real Greek flavors into the tzatziki. You know, they always say the quality of the olive oil definitely changes and improves the flavor of the food. So it is important to have a good quality olive oil. Even just the like the Coles brand, the home brand Coles olive oil is beautiful. It's a Spanish one, it's great. Okay, now I don't like measuring my olive oil because in Greece they don't do that. And when Helena and I were writing the cookbook, it was a struggle for us to measure and cook because we're so used to just throwing things in the pan. And it's just like, okay, we need to measure that. So today I'm going to do a free pour. So let's pour our olive oil into the yogurt with the cucumber. Let's put a little bit of pepper. If you don't like pepper, you don't need to add that. And then we're going to add our salt as well. Okay. Now with that garlic, it's nice and roasted. I'm going to pull out maybe just 2. Oh, actually, I'll go 3. So with the garlic, I'm just going to mash it up. As you guys can see there, it's like butter basically. So I'm just going to mash that up, give it a little chop, and then pop that straight in there. Yum. It's going to bring so much flavor. Again, I'm sorry I didn't mention about the garlic, but Robin, great idea. Pop the garlic in the oven and it'll be finished by the time that we come to the end. Okay, now we're going to grab some fresh dill. I love dill. It's probably one of my favorite herbs. You can also add any herb you want, really. If you want to add parsley, I absolutely love adding parsley. You can add chives. It's not very Greek, but you know, any sort of herb. It's if you want to stick to traditional tzatziki, we go with the dill, but a bit of parsley will add some flavor. So we'll just finely chop our dill. Okay. So we've got everything there. We've got our garlic, we've got our olive oil, we've got our Greek yogurt, our cucumbers, salt, pepper, and then we're going to go in with our dill. Now, that already to me smells like grease. Okay, just going to wash my hands. All right, now let's give that a stir. If I'm cooking too fast, let me know. Is it all good? Okay. Am I cooking too fast or all good?
All good.
Good. Okay, cool. Just want to double check. Okay, lovely. I'm just going to add a little bit more olive oil. All right, and then look how beautiful that looks. So mix all of that up, and that's our tzatziki done. Super easy. Now that tzatziki, if you don't eat it all today, just pop it in a container and it'll last in the fridge for about 5 days. And then, yeah, you can put that on some wraps. You can do whatever you want with it. You can also stir through some cold pasta in there as well, which is a yummy, you can make like a pasta salad with that. Okay, so, all right, has everyone finished their tzatziki or should I wait? Let me know.
So I've got the cucumber, the salt, the olive oil,
Yep.
pepper, a little bit of pepper.
And you've got the fresh dill.
Oh, that's the only thing I couldn't bring with me today.
That's okay.
Am I roasting it in the oven now so I can just add that at the end?
Perfect. Great idea. Yep. Let's do that. Yep.
I didn't have fresh dill, so I had what I had in the cupboard. So I'm sure fresh dill will make it much nicer.
Yeah, that's okay though. Do you have any parsley?
I've got some out in the garden, and I did put dill in it, but it's not fresh. But
oh, that's okay. At least you're still going to get the dill flavor. Yeah, you can put the dried dill in. Great idea. Yep. So any questions on the tzatziki? Anyone? If you want, let me know. Put your mics on and ask away.
Thank you.
Any questions on the tzatziki?
Not on our end.
Okay, lovely. Also, another thing, I love adding fresh lemon juice to the tzatziki as well. It's not in the recipe, but if you do love lemon juice, pop it in there, even half a lemon juice, squeeze it in. So yeah, that's the tzatziki done. Let's pop that aside. That is done for serving. And then next, we are going to do our lamb meatballs. Now, sorry, I should say lamb kefethes. So Helena and I grew up eating a lot of lamb kefethes, even like making these and just like the smells of like the raw mince and then the smells of it cooking. It's like transports me straight to my my grandma's kitchen. So it's probably one of my favorite recipes because when I make it, I'm there in her kitchen. So it's beautiful. I love it. And this is us here as well with her. You probably can't see that. Okay, so you guys were mentioning before it's a bit tricky to find lamb mince. And yeah, I didn't even think, you're right. Sometimes some IGAs or Woolworths don't sell it. So if you've got any other mince, that's fine. You can use chicken mince, you can use pork mince, or even beef mince, or you can do a mixture as well. So we've got our lamb mince here. Okay, so we're just going to pop the lamb mince into a large bowl, and then we're going to grab some parsley leaves. You can also add dill in these as well, which would be really lovely. And these are great. So the reason we're adding the egg and the breadcrumbs is to keep them nice and juicy. So when they go to frying, they've got that moisture inside, so you don't have a dry meatball. So that's why we're adding in the egg. So I'm just gonna finely chop some parsley. I also love parsley as well. It's definitely a herb that we use in Greek cooking a lot. Okay, so let's pop our parsley into the bowl. And then we're going to go in with some onion, roughly chopped. Don't need to go too crazy on chopping finely. And then we're going to go in with the spring onion. If you don't have the spring onion, again, no worries. You can just add more of the red onion. And that's the great thing about Greek cooking, is it can be really adaptable. So you can replace, you know, ingredients with different substitutes. So with the spring onion, you know, you can just add more onion, more red onion. So I'm going to pop that in. And then we've got dried oregano. Just wash my hands. So dried oregano is a really good staple to have in your pantry, especially when you're cooking Greek food, because we do use a lot of it. It's a really popular one. So I'll just put a bowl here. So far we've got the lamb mince, we've got our red onion, our spring onion. We're going to go in with our dried oregano. If you don't have dried oregano, you can use dried dill. What else? Dried chives maybe could work. Okay, we're going to go in with some pepper. And then we're going to go in with our salt as well. Beautiful. Okay, next we're going to go an egg. So let's crack the egg. And then I'm just going to grab a fork. Okay, so we'll just lightly whisk our egg. Bring that back. Okay, let's pour the egg in with the mince. So you can see there. Lovely. We're going to go in with our breadcrumbs, just standard breadcrumbs, nothing fancy, just good old breadcrumbs. If you've got fresh, you can use that as well. Just make sure it's chopped really fine. So you don't want to put chunky bread in there. So we'll pop the breadcrumbs in. Okay, so far we've got our lamb mince, our parsley, our spring onion, red onion, dried oregano, salt, pepper, egg, breadcrumbs, and then our olive oil is going to be for frying. So now, if you don't want to use your hands, that is all good. Grab a spoon and just get in there and mix all of that up. And already that is smelling like grease. So beef mince would work nice with this as well. Even chicken is lovely. So any questions on the meatballs? Okay. Is everyone all good, up to date? Might just use my hands because that's a bit. Okay, can you see that? So let's get in there, mix that all up. So if you're having, if you're prepping this for a dinner one night, you can make this mixture in the morning, pop it in the bowl. So have it all ready, pop it in the bowl, put Glad wrap over, and then when dinner comes, you can just roll them up. Or if you want to really prep, you can have them rolled on a tray, pop that in the fridge, covered with some cling wrap, and then when dinner comes, the meatballs are already rolled out, and then you can just chuck them in the frying pan, and it's all ready to go. As well with the tzatziki, you can have that ready in the morning or even the night before. To be honest, I love tzatziki the next day because all that garlic has infused the yogurt, and everything's, all the flavors are working, and they've had time to come together and flavor that tzatziki. So yeah, tzatziki, can make it the night before, put it in a container, and then the next day dinner comes, tzatziki's already made. Prep the meatballs in the morning, roll them out on the tray, and then have them all ready to go. Okay, so can everyone see that? That's all good. Has everyone finished their meatball mix? And do we have any questions?
I just need a few more minutes to do the onion.
Yeah,
Sorry.
please.
Yeah, we're still doing mixing. We're having fun with the mixing anyway.
Are you kids enjoying the cooking?
Yes.
Yeah, you getting hungry?
Smells great already.
Good, lovely. What's everyone's go-to weeknight meals? Like, what's everyone's sort of favorite thing to make in the kitchen?
Cookies.
Dinner, Charlie.
Nachos. Nachos.
Nachos, yes. I love nachos. Nachos are good. I haven't had nachos. What's that?
I love Ottolenghi.
Yes.
Ottolenghi. He's excellent.
Oh, his recipes are beautiful.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
Vikki, I think your iPhone has
Oh,
something's happened there. There we go.
sorry. Oh,
It's gone again.
oh my God.
Go again.
There we go.
Go again.
Okay, so sorry. All right. Okay, let's put that in there. Yes, Ottolenghi is beautiful. I love his recipes. All the beautiful vegetables. Love it.
Vikki,
Yes.
how with the breadcrumbs? How much? We're not up to that step, are we?
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's okay. Yeah. So pop the breadcrumbs into the mince.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
The cameras are frozen. Everyone's got their meatballs in the bowl.
Yeah. And we can see you moving, so it's all good.
Oh, good. Everyone's still on their cameras, so I feel like I'm not talking to anyone. All right, so that's that didn't take long to make.
Now I ended up using sausage lamb mince, and
I think that's a great idea.
Do I? And I didn't buy breadcrumbs. Could I just use a little bit of flour, or do you think I need anything?
You can add some flour. Yeah. Just make sure if you add flour, just add like a tablespoon. Okay. Yep.
Great.
That's fine. Yep. My fiance was very excited that I was making this because this whole trio, this is his favorite. So when I told him what I was making, he was like, "Oh, this is great." So he's very excited. Okay, so when everyone's ready, we'll get onto the bread, but no rush. If you have any questions, please let me know. So I can I'll talk a bit about my job actually, because a lot of people are always really intrigued about how the background of how magazines and how it all works. So basically what happens is, for an example, with the Woolworths Fresh Mag, if we're shooting 7 recipes in a day, my job is to have the day before to prep the 7 recipes. So depending on the recipes, you might have like a caramel slice, which can be prepped, or you might have like a lamb roast, which needs to be cooked on the day. But you've got to be really onto having like all the dishes cooked at the right time so that the food stylist has the food all ready to go. So for an example, the food stylist, her role is to go and source all of these props and, chopping boards and make sure everything looks really pretty. And she's got, and usually she'll have like 2 whole tables full of props and linen and cutlery, and, there'd be like 25 different forks. So her job is to style the scene, and then my job is to make sure that everything looks perfect. So if we were shooting today's recipes, I would make sure that for one, the lamb meatballs are glossy, they're juicy, they don't look dry, they've got a beautiful color on the outside. I'll make sure that tzatziki is made fresh, and then I would make sure that I leave some fresh dew on the side so she can garnish it on top. Or, I'd ask her, do you want me to chop the cucumber or should we grate it? So it's all a visual, it's all visual. So she might go, you know what, let's change it up and let's do chopped. Let's not do the grated. So the stylist has a say when it comes to sort of adjusting how things look, not changing the recipe, but just adjusting just the visual side of it. And then with the bread, she might say, well, let's leave one raw, and then we can have one raw in the background ready to roll. Or so yeah, it's really interesting. It can be a stressful job because I've got to carry my kit all around Sydney, and so basically I've got to carry my whole kitchen in boxes. So I feel like I'm constantly moving house. So yeah, it is fun, but you've got to be onto the ball. You've got to really know what's coming next, and we're on a really, really tight time schedule, so you can't be behind. Then you're letting everyone else down. And if you burn something, you're in trouble, because then you might not have a backup lamb roast, so then you're in trouble. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong on a shoot. So you've just got to be really onto it. Most of the time I purchase double the ingredients. And basically what happens is all that food comes back home with me, or we all take it home. So my fridge is always just constantly full. I try my best. My neighbors, I do door knocks nearly every day, and I'm like, do you want this? Do you want that? And they get so excited. So it brings me joy, because I'm very big on no waste. I don't like wasting food, especially in these times. And we know there's people out there struggling. It breaks my heart to waste food. So I'm that crazy person that ends up taking all the things that no one wants, and then I find a home for it. So yeah, it's good. It's a really good job, and it's really exciting when you actually get to see the new mag. You know, you go to Woolworths and you're like, oh my God, there's my recipe. Oh, it looks so good. So it's really fun.
Vikki, I have a question.
All right, should we do the?
Do you mind if I ask?
Sorry. Yes, ask away, please.
I just wanted to know, what was your inspiration for cooking? You know, way back before I did my kitchen rules. Was that something that you always used to love doing? And where did that inspiration or love for it come from?
Well, we actually we grew up in an Australian Greek family, so we always had our yaya cooking. Yaya is grandma. We always had our grandma cooking recipes, and she sort of inspired us to love cooking. But Helena applied for MKR when we were 21, so it would have been like back in, I don't even know, but we just kept applying for the show. I wasn't a very big cook. Like, I only knew how to cook the basics, but Helena was more into the cooking side. And then once we got onto MKR, it all just sort of, like, we sort of just went, oh my God, this is what we want to do. This is what we love. So it's definitely our grandma who inspired us to get into cooking. And we've always really embraced our heritage. Even though we're Australian, born in Australia, we've really taken on our Greek heritage. And I think that's really important to be aware of our roots and, yeah, have that still in us. And I think it's nice. So, yeah, Mum took us to Greece when we were younger, and I think since then we loved it.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, oh, that's okay. How's everyone's meatball mix looking? All good?
Good.
Great. Let me know when you're all good for me to get onto the bread, but no rush.
We're ready for the bread.
I think most people look like
What bread was that?
Yeah, bread, all good.
What bread was that?
Sorry, the yogurt bread. Should we get onto that next?
Oh, yes, yep, let's do it.
Are we mixing up the meatballs in there?
Yeah, oh, yes. Oh my God. See, I'm not.
It's
Thank you. Okay, let's roll our meatballs. I probably should finish the recipe. All right, so let's we'll get a baking tray and just we can just put or I just even a plate if you want. We'll roll the meatballs. Good idea. I totally forgot. All right, so let's go about a tablespoon, and let's roll those up. And then we'll pop them on the tray, and then we can just pop them near our stovetop and they're all ready to go. This is the part where you let the kids do the rolling. It's the hard labor is the rolling. Okay, so about a tablespoon, or if you want, you can do them bigger. It's up to you, whatever size you like. It's just the cooking times will be a little different. So, okay. Any other questions?
Should we be preheating our oven? I mean, mine's already on, but for everyone else, should our ovens be on already? Oh, we're frying them, sorry.
We're going to fry them, but you can put them in the oven as well. It's up to you, but today we're going to fry them. But yeah, whatever's easier for you. If you prefer the oven, go for it. Sometimes when I don't want to get the kitchen dirty, because, you know, when you're frying meatballs, you sort of get all these splatters of oil. I chuck them in the oven, and then I don't have to deal with cleaning the kitchen wall. So yeah, the oven can be good for times like that when you don't want to dirty the kitchen. So it makes 20 meatballs, which is good. So we'll roll those out. And then we'll get onto the yogurt bread. The yogurt bread is, so when Helena and I were on My Kitchen Rules, we actually made this bread on our first ever cook. So we actually got a like 10 out of 10 from all judges. So it was it's a memorable dish for us, that bread. So we do love it. We make it a lot at all our dinner parties. Our friends absolutely love it. Okay, so everyone's up to the rolling with the meatballs, all good? You probably got your hands in meatballs. I think mine are getting bigger as I'm rolling them. So what we'll do after we've rolled the meatballs, we'll just clear our bench because we'll need a bit of bench space for the bread. So I'll give you some time to clear the bench, and then we'll just pop the meatballs near the stove top, get them out the way, and then we will hope my phone battery lasts, actually. We'll see. Let's hope so. Okay. Everyone all good? Any questions?
Everyone looks like they're busily rolling.
We're good.
You enjoying the rolling, kids? Yeah?
You enjoying it?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So I've finished rolling. I've got one more to do, and then we'll get onto our bread. So has anyone had this bread recipe before? Has anyone made it before, or?
Yeah, we make it often. A yogurt bread with gluten-free flour.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, we also make it into pizza bases.
Oh, amazing. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
It's a quick, easy recipe that's shared on the many celiac websites.
Nice. Yeah. Actually, I've got a friend who is gluten-free, and I made him this bread with gluten-free flour, and it worked perfect. So yeah. Yeah. It's really good. Okay, so meatballs are all rolled. We can see, I'll pop them next to my stove top. Just gonna clear this space. Okay, so that's that. All right, guys, we'll get onto our yogurt bread now. So I've got, if you've all got the recipe in front of you, I'll just get it in front of me. Okay, where is it? Okay, so we've got 500 grams of self-raising flour in a large bowl. And then we're gonna pop our baking powder. And then I like to season the bread. So let's go like a teaspoon of salt. And then we'll just pop a bit of pepper. Again, you don't have to add the pepper. I love pepper. Okay. So where's my wooden spoon?
Vicky, how much baking powder did we need?
A tablespoon.
Perfect, thank you.
So we've got our 500 grams of self-raising flour, our salt, our pepper, and then we've got our tablespoon of baking powder as well. So we'll give that a stir. And then we're going to go in with our 500 grams of Greek yogurt. So you can start by mixing all of that up with your wooden spoon. You can use your hands. So we'll mix that up. Don't freak out if it's not coming together because you just have to work it. So when you're mixing it, as you can see here, I'm mixing it all. It sort of looks like a mess, but it will all come together. I'm on 10%, so let's hope that doesn't run out. Okay, so just keep mixing, guys, until you've got all of that together. If you want, mix with the wooden spoon and then go in with your hands so you sort of incorporated the yogurt into the flour. This one's a bit messy, but it's so worth it. Okay, so see how I've slightly mixed all of that in? Okay, and I'm just going to go in and just bring it all together. And you'll feel like, oh my God, this is not working. But you just got to keep mixing it. Everyone's good with their bread? This is really easy, this recipe. I love it. You can make the dough in the morning if you want, and then bring it out at night to fry it. But it is nice to make it fresh. But yeah, you can make the dough in the morning. Okay, so, oops, okay, so that's coming together really well. Let's pop that on our bench and then we'll finish the rest off on the bench. So we'll do that. Okay, so we'll do the rest on our bench and that should all come together. Mixed all of that up. Oopsies. I just knocked my camera. Sorry, guys. All right. Now, if it feels too wet, add a bit of extra flour. And if it feels too dry, just add a little weeny bit of yogurt, but don't go too much because then it'll go wet again. So that is looking. So there's the dough. So we're gonna, I'm just gonna wash my hands and then we're gonna flour our bench with some of the flour. Any questions on the bread? How's everyone going? Any questions on the bread? We're all good? Okay. All right, so we're just going to lightly dust the bench top with some flour. Get yourself a rolling pin. And then we're just going to divide the dough. So just a little ball the size of your palm. Depends how big you want them. If you want really big pita, then just make it bigger. And then we're just going to flour our rolling pin. And then we're going to roll away. So you just want to go about 15 centimeters roughly. Again, it doesn't matter what size, you just roll whatever size you feel like eating. So there we go. That's one done. So what we're going to do is because we because we need to roll the whole dough out and we don't want them to stick, just grab some baking paper, and what we'll do is we will put baking paper in between each pita, each bread, so then we know they're not going to stick while they're waiting to be fried. So grab some paper and then pop it onto some paper, and then we'll pop another piece on top, and then we keep doing that, and then we know that our pita is nice and dry, and it won't go wet. How's everyone going with the bread? Any issues? Any questions?
Still mixing.
Easy, no worries. Take your time. Okay, so
Ours still feels really wet.
does it? Okay, add some extra flour and just keep working it with your hands. Do you want to show me?
Sure.
Yeah, really wet.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Add some more flour. And what yogurt did you guys use?
Natural Greek.
Beautiful. Yeah, just add some more flour and keep working it. It is a wet dough. Like even mine is slightly wet, but it's rollable. So
Okay, grab me some.
let me know how it is with the extra flour.
Okay. Now let's put my gas.
Because natural yogurt is a little thinner than Greek yogurt. Like the consistency is just a little bit thinner. Greek yogurt is more thick, so maybe that's why. But I think if you add some flour, you'll be fine. Okay, is the flour better?
Is the flour what? Is the flour what?
I didn't hear it.
Is it better adding that extra flour into the bread?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then make sure you've floured your surface as well. But they're about 13 to 15 centimeters, but don't be too precious on the size. Just roll whatever size you like. So while you're doing that, you can also get some olive oil in the pan. So we'll get some olive oil in the pan for the meatballs, and then just some spray oil for the bread. But if you don't have the spray oil, that's fine. It's more to just not make the bread super oily. So if we have that spray oil, we can control the amount of oil going onto the bread. And then we've got an even coating of the oil on the bread as well. So, but again, if you don't have the spray oil, it doesn't matter. We can just pop in some olive oil. I'm just going to go grab my phone charger, guys, because that phone is, the battery is going to go. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. I thought the battery would have lasted, but it's not.
No, that's fine. It gives us all time to keep rolling.
Okay, great. I'll be Okay, I'm back, guys. So sorry about that. Okay, how's everyone going with their bread? All good? So this is going to be tricky. Actually, I'm going to move you guys over here to my frying section. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. How's everyone going? Still rolling, I'm guessing?
Yeah, we're still rolling.
Still rolling? What are you rolling, the meatballs or the bread?
The bread.
Oh, lovely. How's it looking?
Good.
Yeah? Can you show me?
Can you move that everything down?
There.
Yeah, pick it up and take it to the.
Oh, your camera's gone completely blank.
There we go. Let's see. It's on.
That's strange. I can't see you guys. It's completely blank for me. That's really strange.
Okay, thank you.
Is that on everyone else? Is everyone else? Can they see you? Was it just me?
I'm currently just looking at meatballs. Which I think is your phone, I'm guessing, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really weird. The screen's just black.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, why is that?
No, I can see you, but you're in a different view.
Me too.
Weird. I don't know why I can't see.
Huh?
So this bread is also good for pizza dough, guys. If you want to use the base for a healthier option, really good for pizza.
Oh.
I actually made this with wholemeal spelt flour for a recipe for the healthy food guides. So
Lenny,
Yeah, when we make it for pizza base, sometimes we'll put some garlic salt in, dried herbs, sort of give it a bit more flavor.
into the dough.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. That's great. And you can even this dough is really good if you're making a curry. You can put chopped coriander or curry leaves through the bread as well, which I've done before, and it's really yummy. So depending on what cuisine you're cooking, you can just even chopped rosemary in here is beautiful, especially for a pizza base. The chopped rosemary, amazing. Okay, I'm not going to roll all of mine because there's enough for 4 people here and there's only 2 of us. So I've rolled enough for 2 of us, and then I'm going to put that in my fridge, Glad wrap it, and then I'll roll and cook the rest tomorrow. So I might just do that. And then we will cook our meatballs.
yeah. Why do we need those flat things?
What's that?
Why do we need the flatbread?
The flatbread. Oh, it's going to be yummy with the meatballs and the dip.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry too now, actually. What's the time? We're going good for time? 12 o'clock. Lovely.
Yeah.
I'm just going to glad wrap the bread.
Did you buy a mixing or did you not? Did you buy your thing or did you not?
Which one?
Your gardens.
Okay.
Gardens. Gardens out there.
No, I have to make.
Oh.
I'll give you guys another 5 minutes, and then we can start cooking the meatballs.
You want me to make those long after your folder or transfer size?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. Joe, you're going to have to heat some oil. She's going to put the
Okay. All right, I'm just heating up lunch for my partner. So I'm going to run that up to him because I said, don't come downstairs for 2 hours. You're not allowed in the space.
Hey,
but I can't. Yes.
Vikki, how thick should they be rolled again?
Sorry, I didn't mention that. Good question. Just go like 1/2 centimeter.
Yeah. All right.
Yep, 1/2 centimeter. So, yeah, or even yeah, mine are about 1/2 centimeter. Yep. Or
Yeah,
even just a little bit thinner than 1/2. Maybe like, yeah, 1/2 centimeter or a little bit thinner.
All right.
Yeah, that's what mine are. Okay. There's also another recipe which I'm going to send through, and you guys can make it another time because it works perfect with this whole meal. And I could have done it today, but I thought we'll keep it at 3. It's a spicy pepper feta dip, but basically it's really easy. Unfortunately, you need a food processor, but I'm guessing you guys all have one. It's Greek feta. It's charred, grilled capsicum, not spicy, so the kids can eat it. But if you want to make an adult version and put some chili oil or some chili in it, and you basically just blitz it up, and you've got this creamy feta pepper dip. It's beautiful. I'll send you guys the recipe as well, and you can next time you make this whole meal again, that dip works perfect.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's my favorite to make. I make it at dinner parties all the time, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And I'm like, literally, it's blitzed feta, peppers, and oil, and it's beautiful. It's super All right, guys, 2 minutes. I'm going to start frying meatballs. So we all want to get our frying pans ready, spray olive oil, and we will get our meatballs frying, then we can start eating. So we'll do a medium heat. So I'll give you 2 more minutes. And please let me know if anyone's got any questions or anything you want to know. Please let me know. Okay. Luke? All right, I'm back. Let's cook our meatballs. So we're going to put a medium heat on, large pan, and then we're going to go in with our olive oil. Make sure it's a non-stick pan as well. And if you're doing the oven method, just pop it on a 180 for about 25 minutes. But today we'll do the frying. It's going to be quicker. Okay. So let's get that preheated. And then you want to have a non-stick sort of flat pan to cook the bread as well. And we'll use the spray oil. So we'll get our pan nice and hot, medium heat. And then we will be eating in about 15 minutes. So as you can see here, all my bread's ready rolled. It's got the baking paper in between. And we'll pop that near our bench as well. That's my tzatziki. Pan's nice and hot. We've got a sizzle. So let's get them in. Yum. I like to put them all in the same pan, but because I'm trying to save time. All right, meatballs are in. And we're going to fry them for about 10 minutes, but we're going to keep turning them around. Okay. Yum, that sizzle. Oh my God. I want to eat this. Oh. Okay, lovely. So meatballs are in. I'm going to preheat my frying pan for the bread. So let's put that on a medium heat as well. So we've got our frying pan on for the bread. And then I'm going to start turning these meatballs about a minute or two in. We just want to make sure that we get a beautiful color on the meatballs. I'm going to turn those around. Yum. Everyone good with their meatballs? Any questions? Hope you're all hungry. I'm starving now. Okay. Just bring that camera up. That color is looking yum. Yum, yum. Okay. So meatballs are on. Now we're going to go in with the bread. Okay.
If we didn't, I don't have two frying pans, so
that's okay. No worries.
So I can use the same one at the end.
Of course, of course. Yep. Give it a wipe because we'll have all that oil from the meatballs. So cook the meatballs. Give it a wipe with some baking paper, some paper towel, sorry, and then spray it with some olive oil. Yep,
Great.
no worries.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to spray my pan with the oil. Multitasking here, but that's all right. That's what we do. So my meatballs are a bit bigger. So they're probably going to take a little bit longer to cook, but if you've made small ones, they won't take as long. So I just realised mine are a bit big, but that's all right. Still going to taste good. All right, so the pan for the bread is smelling nice and hot. So I'm going to try and fit 2 on my pan. Yep, that fits. Great. Okay, and then we want to spray the tops of the bread as well. If I'm moving too fast, just let me know. So the bread's on. Meatballs are looking good. Yum. Smells like grease. Wish we were there.
Smells delicious.
Smells good?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. You're basically smelling grease right now. So if we all close our eyes, we're in grease. Okay, now I am going to, so see these bubbles? Can you guys see that on the bread? That's what you want. You want the bubbles? Okay, so, oh, bread's looking really good. Really, really good. I'm going to give it another spray. Or if you don't have to spray, just drizzle a good amount of olive oil. And then we're going to go and we're going to turn the bread over. So I'm going to show you guys, look at that. Yum. Look at that colour. Okay, so like I mentioned before, my meatballs are on the bigger side, so they're going to take longer. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. All right, how's everyone's frying going? All good? The breads are behaving, they're all good?
Yeah, good on our end.
Good. Wish I was all there. I wish we were doing this live. It's much more fun.
It smells so good.
Awesome. Great. So sorry, I keep knocking my phone camera. I hope that's... All right, that was good. Okay, look at that bread, guys. Looks fluffy. Yum and yum. Okay, I'm only going to cook 2 because it's just me eating now. And then I'm going to cook the rest tonight. There's going to be bread for days for us. All right, I'm switching the bread off. That looks perfect. And then the meatballs are nearly there.
We're noticing ours are probably a bit thick.
Big as well?
Thick, the bread.
Oh, thick.
Yeah.
That's okay. Just put it on a lower heat and then put on a lower heat and then sort of let it sit, and with your spatula just sort of flatten it down.
Yeah.
They will puff up and they will look nice and thick and fluffy.
That was recording.
What's that?
We almost had a fire in the house.
My fault.
Oh no, this is where it's getting a bit messy with the. All right.
Garlic, so I'm surprised no one noticed all the smoke.
What's that? Sorry.
The whole house smells of garlic because I burnt the garlic earlier.
Oh, it's the worst smell in the world, but
yeah, exactly. It's a good smell. It's a good.
I was gonna say it's a good smell. Yeah.
I am tasting it. The bread's amazing.
Oh, good.
I had a little cheat, nice and warm.
10 out of 10.
If everyone's finished, just go ahead and eat and let me know what you think.
I've just got to wait a few more minutes for my meatballs and then I'll swap over and do 2 breads.
Beautiful. Easy, easy.
10 out of 10.
Oh, thank you. Wow. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Yeah. 10s are awesome. All right. So they are cooked. So to know that they're cooked, just give them a little, oh, they look great. I just saw someone's screen come up. I don't know who that was. Came up really quickly. All right, actually mine need a little bit longer because they're a bit on the big side. But you want to make sure that you just press them slightly, and if there's no juice coming out of the meatball, then they're cooked. But I will cook those a bit more. Yum. So look at that bread. Soft and fluffy. Mmm. Yum. Every time I eat it, I pretend it's like I'm eating it for the first time again. Yum. All right. Now I'm going to eat. Mmm. Yum. Kids, are you enjoying it? Is it yummy?
You can talk. I put it off mute.
Yes, it's yummy. They just
Awesome.
keep stuffing it and stuffing it.
Good.
Would you also use the bread to dip into the tzatziki as well?
Yeah, so what you're going to do is you're going to lay the bread on the plate, put the tzatziki, and then put the meatballs on top and eat it like a really, really messy wrap.
Perfect.
Mmm. Did you all find that slightly easy? I know the frying can be a bit annoying, but once it's made, it's all worth it, right?
It's great.
Yep.
That's fantastic, Vikki. Very easy. I really enjoyed it.
Amazing. Thank you. Good to hear.
Yeah.
I'll
So
send
now we're going to eat. We're going to eat, and thanks a lot.
Enjoy.
Okay.
No worries at all. Does anyone have any recipe questions for me?
Mum?
No, thank you.
It's a good recipe.
It's a good recipe.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
it's good that we got a lot of bread.
Well, you know how long it'll last in this house.
Yeah.
So that bread, if you've got leftover bread, tomorrow, so when you've got leftover bread, let it cool down completely, pop it in a container or cling wrap or a glad bag, and then tomorrow morning, this is perfect for breakfast. You put a fried egg on this. Oh my God, yum. Just pop it on a frying pan with like really low heat and just pop a little olive oil and just let it reheat nice and slow because it will be quite hard from the fridge. Or microwave.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Microwave them, actually. I don't own a microwave, but I would be microwaving them. Yep.
All
I think we're done.
Yeah.
It's a little bit hot, darling. It's a little bit hot if you want to have a taste.
So Vicky, you were saying with the tzatziki, put that on the bread and then get your meatball and eat it like a mess. What did you say, messy kebab or something?
Yeah, like you can sort of like slightly wrap it, but it's going to be messy, but it's so good. Or you can use cutlery if you want to keep it fancy. Or you can dip it in and enjoy it all as one whole meal.
Okay. Oh, looking forward to this. It smells so good.
Awesome. So happy to hear. Greek cooking's really easy. I think once you have just the right ingredients, you can make something really easy. But when you've got two frying elements, it can be a little annoying, but it's so worth it. And we have, you gotta make sure you've got a cleaner. You gotta choose a cleaner in the house. You do the cooking, they do the cleaning. That's our rules here.
I'm the cleaner.
I think mine are a bit thick.
That's all right. How does it look?
Yeah, it's just taking. I've got to cook it a bit longer. We're nearly there.
Yeah. You have gas or induction?
We've already sampled the end product.
Awesome.
Right.
And you.
Hey, Holly? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Oh, thumbs up the seams.
Amazing. So happy to hear. That's great.
Thank you very much, Vicky. I've got to go now because there's a wonderful meal here for us.
No worries. Enjoy. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeanette.
Bye.
Jeanette, thanks for joining.
Bye.
That's okay. See you.
Thank you, Vicky. Thanks for all that.
No worries. No worries.
Vicky, very big thank you to you. This was amazing. I really are loving the smells. I wish everyone could smell what we can at the moment. It's absolutely beautiful. So big thank you.
No worries. Thank you for having me. And what I will do is I'll just send some recipes through to Robin and she'll send them out. And if you have any more questions, I'll leave my email address as well. And please send through whatever you need, and I'll be here to answer all the questions as well. And I'm also on Instagram as well, so you can text me on there too.
This was a lot of fun, Vicky. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No worries, great, all
So
good.
we're all going, are we? Hang on, let me just show you what mine looks like. Hang on.
Anyway, I'm here.
Oh, good.
Show me.
Photo while everyone's looking at the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah, Jaden. Jaden, do you want to be in the photo?
Oh,
Hang on.
big group photo.
Want to look at the screen, darling? Oh, where is that? We're gonna put this in.
Come. All right, there's everyone.
You got the photo?
I don't know.
Are you doing the photo, Nadine?
Has someone
Yeah.
volunteered?
Yummy.
Thank you.
And we don't like that.
Oh, no, do it again. Do it again.
Okay, I'll do it again.
What's that?
Hold on, give me a second. I just want to save that one.
Woo!
I've lost ones before.
It was great.
All right.
Now we've got to eat it.
Smiling.
One more photo, May.
Got it.
Oh, awesome.
Excellent. No way to eat it. See you guys. Thanks heaps. Thank you,
See you,
Vikki.
Jay.
Bye,
No
Jane.
worries. Thank you for joining. Oh, that was good. Yum.
Oh God, mine.
Vanessa?
I'm worried I'm burning it.
That looks great, Vanessa. Really nice.
Is it meant to be that brown or is that heat too high?
No, that's fine. That's really nice. Yep. Just break it in half and it should be nice and fluffy. And yeah, it looks beautiful.
Okay.
That's
Thank
good.
you.
Awesome.
And these meatballs.
I'm going to stop the recording now, but
Okay.
I just wanted to say again, very big thank you, Vikki. This was brilliant. We loved it.
Oh, no worries.